Hello, learners. This is Meg Phelps here to talk with you about voice today. So let me give you an overview. So the first thing we're going to do is define voice, discuss some vocal components. I'll provide some examples, and we'll have a recap. So what is voice? Voice in writing is the unique way an author expresses themselves through their words. It includes their tone, attitude, style, choice of words and structure, perspective, point of view, personality, and consistency. Voice makes writing distinct and personal, reflecting the author's personality and making their work recognizable and engaging. So let's talk about the components. One of them is tone. So tone refers to the author's attitude towards the subject or the audience, and it's conveyed through word choice and writing style. So your tone can be formal, informal, serious, playful, sarcastic, and consider that even when you are verbalizing stuff with other people, you have different tones for different scenarios. It's the same with writing. We have style. Style encompasses the author's choice of sentence structure, vocabulary, punctuation, and overall approach to writing. So style is how the authors say what they say. Perspective. Perspective is the point of view from which the story is told. So there's first person, second person, third person, and that can significantly influence the voice. For example, a first-person narrative will have a more personal and subjective voice compared to a third-person narrative, and you will generally use third person when writing here. Sometimes we use first person when we're looking for that narrative perspective where you're telling your own story, but third person is more academic writing where you're kind of writing about something instead of you're not part of it, you're just recalling it. There's personality. An author's voice often reflects their own personality and character traits, which makes their writing feel more authentic and relatable to readers. So when you're writing, make sure your personality is showing through. We want to stay away from slang or swears or emoticons or emojis or whatever, but you can still use and make language choices that reflect your personality. And consistency. It is really important that a strong voice is consistent throughout a piece of writing. The same tone, style, and perspective should be maintained to create a coherent and engaging narrative or an engaging piece in general. What we don't want to do is switch our voice halfway through, where perhaps we start our work, it's very, very academic, super formal, and then halfway through we decide to lax into being a little more informal with writing. We want to stay consistent, okay? Because now our readers know what to expect each time they begin working through our pieces, okay? So here are just a few examples. Ernest Hemingway is known for his sparse, straightforward style and subdued tone. So maybe his voice isn't as prominent in his work. Jane Austen often employs a witty, satirical voice with keen observations of social manners. So hers is maybe a little more judgmental, but silly voice, funny, right? She's very intelligent, interesting. Mark Twain uses a colloquial, humorous, and sometimes biting voice. So it's more that observational humor where he is bringing in his specific perspectives on things, right? One thing to consider is what does your voice sound like? What does your voice look like? So make sure that you are exploring that as you are working through your writing. So I have a few parting thoughts for you before the recap. A writer's voice develops over time. It can be influenced by their experiences, personality, and the genre in which they are writing. Finding and honing one's voice is a critical aspect of becoming a distinctive and effective writer. Your voice should be protected. When you are writing, your voice should be the loudest in the piece. If you're writing a 5-paragraph essay, you should not have 5 sources and the majority of the work from somebody else. We want your voice. Your voice is the one that matters. Your voice is the one that's most important. So, to recap, voice has a variety of components to consider, such as tone, style, perspective, personality, and consistency. Make sure your voice is the loudest and most prominent in your work. And protect your voice because your voice matters most in your work. Thank you.